the government to then go out and start putting material out to attract people. But the hurdle that we have is the instability in Liberia. Because I was telling somebody who said, well, you know, you can do this, you're Liberian, you can do this in Liberia, do that in Liberia, and all these different things. And I explained to them that my sister's married to a Ghanaian, my brother's married to an Ivorian, I lived in Ivory Coast for many years, my sister's husband is a banker in Ghana, and I have a very big client of mine here in America is from Kenya. And so I said to them, besides me being from Liberia, if I was looking at it objectively and not being from Liberia, all of those other places provide me as an investor better opportunities than Liberia might. So that's some of the challenge you face into how do you get people to go and want to invest in Liberia in the private sector when you're also competing with these other places. Look at what Ghana did. Ghana did something called a year of the return. Ghana attracted a bunch of black Americans to go to Africa and go to Ghana. So all these celebrities went to Ghana. What did these celebrities see in Ghana? They saw development. They saw people that were happy. They did festivals. They did all of these things. Now, what were these things designed to do? It wasn't just to get people to go to Ghana. Number one is a tourism thing. Yes, bring people in, they'll spend money, and that's awesome. But behind all of that, it was to get these black celebrities, these black rich people to see there are opportunities for you to invest in Ghana. Okay, so they came in there, some of them met with the ministers in Ghana, they met with all these different things, they got shown the Ghanaian hospitality. I mean, they loved it. They had a great time. Steve Harvey, and while these people went there, they also showed on their social media them being there. They showcased it. So that not only did those people get to see it for themselves, they also, Ghana benefited from the platform. Steve Harvey went to Ghana and was showing all the different places and everything. Other black Americans got a chance to see that, and they benefited from that free publicity of all these people going there and just showing on their social media what these people were doing. Very, very smart on the part of Ghana, right? So another thing Ghanaians do is I went to a Ghanaian event here. They, these two sisters and then a cousin or something like that, they live in London, and they're trying to get people to buy properties in Ghana. Private dollars coming to Ghana and investing in Ghana and doing things like that. So they will come here in the States, and they went around to different cities, and they will put an event on, and they will have the Ghanaian ambassador go to the event and advocate for these people to go and invest in Ghana. So those are not things that Liberia is doing. If Liberia is trying to get the private sector going, and there's not money in Liberia for that to happen, they need money to come from outside of Liberia. The place you would start, ideally, would be with Liberians who are living in America, Liberians who are living in Europe, who may have some means, and you got to then explain to them why that would be such a great thing for them to do. So I think some kind of private sector council that can do things like that can go on social media and try to explain why people should invest in Liberia, why private sector dollars should come in Liberia, what industries that they identify as being good industries for private dollars. That, I think, would be your best way to go about it. You have to start to make Liberia attractive to people. Otherwise, what do people know about Liberia? It's a war-torn country. They had Ebola, and there's a lot of problems there, and people complaining all the time on social media.
Yeah,
That's not a place an investor wants to go.
So now the responsibilities lies on our shoulders. Like, we have to start changing the narrative, We have to paint a better picture of Liberia so we can be able to have investors come in. And we as Liberians all over the world, we have to start marketing our country, find things that people can go into Liberia to invest in. Like you said, those sisters trying to get people to buy properties in Ghana. That's awesome. Maybe we as Liberians now, we have to start thinking out of the box, especially if we in the private sector, we have to become more innovative and creative and then change the narrative. You said a lot of great things that I'm sure those who are watching can attest to that. And I'm sure other people will watch the show later and see. So that was a good one. Because we're running out of time, so I'll be glad if you will come back on this show. It's like everybody's enjoying you. There are so many
Yeah.
questions that I can't even start to ask because
Well, I don't get to do this often, especially for Liberians. So if you're, it's up to you if you want to go a little bit more. I don't mind going a little bit more. Or if it's like at the limit, that's fine too. But if there's one or two more questions you have that you guys want to ask that you think would be helpful, is good. I know it's getting late to you over there.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
No, basically, I just want to touch on what is happening now, the current economy, because of the pandemic, everything is like on a decline, and people in Africa, we have to brace ourselves. Um, so, what advice would you give people? Because after this, things are going to get really difficult. So, how can people prepare themselves for what's coming after the pandemic in terms of the financial crisis?
So I'll talk to like people in Liberia and then people here what they can be doing. So look, take this time to think about if you're in Liberia, take the time to think about what skills you want to add. How can you be more valuable? What business that you could potentially do. Take the time to actually think. Use your creativity while you have some free time during this time and say, look, I have to still take care of my family. I have to still help my community. So what are some of the things I can be doing? What are some ideas I can have? What problems am I seeing that I can help to participate in to solve? So use that time to think. Use that time to think and come up with plans and ideas and write them down. That's what I would do with that time if that were me. And yeah, it's not going to be great. The economies in a lot of places are going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a plan, you'll be far ahead of somebody else who don't have a plan. So take this time to really start to plan out, okay, what opportunities are there? What problems am I seeing? How can I help to solve this problem? What do I need to do? Stuff like that. I would look for any kind of things that could be opportunities. And I wouldn't limit myself to how can I do it. I would just start thinking, writing down all the ideas, writing down, okay, what are some problems that need to be solved? This one. Then from there, then you look at, okay, which one of these problems can I realistically do something about? And then maybe that's where you start. Because you got to create your own opportunity. So that's why I'm saying that. Use this time to look for how you can create your own opportunity for when things are open back up, that you can start to act upon it. Now, in America, people don't know really what's going to happen. I have a pretty good idea what I think is going to happen. Look, people aren't going to be going out and spending money the way they were doing before all this. I live in Georgia. Georgia is basically, a lot of places are reopening in Georgia. But I went to a restaurant the other day, and it was basically empty. And so people still aren't going to places, even though those places are opened. What that means is businesses are going to be making about 25% of the amount of money they were making before. Mm-hmm. Now, some businesses might be able to survive on that, but they won't be able to keep all their staff. So that's going to mean businesses will be letting people go, and some of these people will be on unemployment for a longer period of time. The longer people are on unemployment, the longer people are unemployed and can't pay their bills, what will start to happen if that goes on too long and most of these people don't go back to work? Some of these people run into problems where they can't pay their mortgage. Right now, everybody's trying to help everybody. The mortgage company is giving you a break on your mortgage. You don't have to pay car payments for 3 months. All that stuff. Everybody's kind of giving you a break. Well, they can't do that forever. So eventually they'll say, hey guys, we give you 90 days, but now you gotta collect some money from you. And so that's where you'll start to see problems happening for people. If they can't get back to work in what they were doing before, they have to find something new to do. So I would take this time, if somebody's like lost their job or they're not sure about if their job's going to still be there, take this time to take inventory of yourself, your skills, and look at, okay, how can I be more valuable to the marketplace? How can I be more valuable that an employer will want to hire me? Because look, it's going to be a few months ago, the employee looking for a job, he was in charge because so many places were hiring. He could say, no, I don't want this job. I'll take this job. Can you pay me more? All that kind of stuff. Right now, there's so many people unemployed that the employer is the one now going to be in charge. He's going to get so many candidates looking for jobs. He's going to be like, I don't want that guy. I don't want that guy. I don't want that guy. You know, so they will be strict on terms of the hiring. So you got to figure out how can you be